You need to read The Bone Raiders and the sequel, Sisters of the Lizard, both of them. I only have the first one here with me because I lent the second one to a friend, and I don't have the third one either because it's not out yet. Yet another book in the world of books that aren't out yet. Ooh boy. Also, this video isn't about One Piece, so to the four of you still here, pay attention. Do you like How to Train Your Dragon? Do you like fantasy settings that are unique and not just the by-the-numbers, vaguely medieval Europe that we're so used to from the genre? Do you like strong female characters? By which I mean not just characters who are physically strong and could kick my ass, but I mean characters who are well-written, well-rounded characters, who are compelling to read, flawed individuals with interior flaws they got to overcome and goals they want to achieve that we root for them to achieve, who have interesting dynamics and relationships with the characters around them. And they could kick my ass.
I love the kind of woman that can kick my ass.
If the answer to any of those questions was yes, then you need to read The Bone Raiders by Jackson Ford. And even if the answer was no, you still need to read it. You just got it. Trust me. Bone Raiders by Jackson Ford is absolutely a must-read for fans of the fantasy genre, and I have seen barely anyone talk about it online, on YouTube, and that is frankly a crime. More people need to be talking about these books. And so I'm doing my part to spread the word and get the word out there that you gotta read them. You just gotta read them. In The Bone Raiders, we are in a world that is inspired by the Mongolian plains, and we follow a clan of outlaws, the titular Bone Raiders. Specifically, our main character is Sayana, who is their scout. However, times are tough for this group who want to retain their freedom, but there are dwindling clan members all over the place in the Tapestry, which is the name of this setting. People are dying, people are being killed by the neighboring Khan's armies. He's sort of encroaching in on the territory, trying to wipe out their way of life. Not to mention, there are giant fire-breathing lizards roaming all over the joint in this place. So, you know, times are tough for Sayana and her crew, but she comes up with a scheme that is just so crazy it might work. Her idea is to take these lizards, these giant fire-breathing lizards, and to tame them and use them as mounts. It's a crazy idea. These are wild animals, violent animals. No one in their right minds would ever do this. Luckily for us, the Bone Raiders aren't in their right minds. And so they take the most obvious first step, which is kidnapping a beast tamer, and you know, beast taming hijinks ensue. They embark upon a quest to tame these lizards so that they can ride them to gain the upper hand in the Tapestry. Ford's writing is fresh, funny, fast-paced, fantastic. Quite frankly. If you enjoyed Kings of the Wild and Bloody Rose, if you enjoyed Shades of Magic or The Devils by Joe Abercrombie, then absolutely this is the book for you. I especially recommend it if you are in a reading slump, or if you've just come off the back of like a really long, heavy or dry book, like one of the Wheel of Time books, or like a classic book that's just got that dry writing style. It is a great book for just reinvigorating your love for reading. That's what it did for me. I just finished reading 2000 Leagues Under the Sea, which, don't get me wrong, good book, but oh my god, were some parts of it dry. Ironic for a book that is largely set underwater. But then I picked up The Bone Raiders, and almost from page one, I felt that spark reignite within me that was just like, oh yeah, books can be fun, reading can be fun. It's allowed to just be a good time. When it comes down to it, just fun. If I had to describe this book in a single word, fun would be the word. More than anything though, the characters are the heart of the book, the titular Bone Raiders themselves. The lizards are great, don't get me wrong, the lizards are fantastic, but you know, it's like you come for the lizards, you stay for the characters. Sayana and Kun, Hogs and Eri, Chimeg, all of them, Tuya, they are such great characters. They're all well written, well realized. Their relationships with each other feel true and genuine and compelling to read. The crew dynamic is just where this book thrives. All the characters are so lovable in their own way, especially Kun. They're all great, but Kun is just the best. And as previously stated, I have also read the second book in this series, the Rakada. That's also the name, that's the true name of the Bone Raiders. The Bone Raiders is kind of like the nickname, the Rakada is their proper clan name, and that's the series name as well. The second book came out just this year. It actually came out very shortly after I finished the first book, which on the one hand worked out well for me because I could dive straight into the second book with barely any waiting time, but On the other hand, it's also a downside because, again, as previously stated, there's no third book yet. I've got to wait for the third book and I need it. I need it now. I need the third book. So all in all, if the only downside of a series is that I just want more of it, that's not really a downside. Book 3 truly can't come out soon enough, and I can't recommend the first 2 books enough either. They are easily some of my favorite books I've read this year, so do yourselves a favor, go down to your local bookshop, go to the fantasy section, get the Bone Raiders. It is such a fun time, you will not regret it. I just really love these books and I wanted to make a video promoting them and getting more word out there about how good they are, so please take my recommendation and go out there and read it. And if you have read these books, please let me know in the comments what your favorite parts of them are, who your favorite characters are, any and all of that. I would love to discuss these books in the comments below with you guys. But do keep things spoiler free in case there are people watching who have yet to experience the joy of this series. That is all for me today. I've been Tom H. Jordan, and I'll see you next time. The lizards are great. You come for the lizards. No. And as previously stated, I have also read the second book in this series.